Site search and filtered applications. These site and faceted search tools have become an essential functionality to websites, especially businesses that have large volumes of customer-facing content and large catalog e-commerce sites. It's essentially the filters you can apply to refine these searches. Ideally, all the content in your database that customers interact with has metadata that's associated and attached to your site's filters and faceted searches. If this metadata is overlooked, key content or products may be missing when your user chooses a specific filter criteria, and content and products may also be missing from related items sections. Having tools to recognize incomplete content and product metadata values can help fix issues around missing metadata. A faceted search is often dynamic based on category. Different categories are going to require different schemas and fields. And then the multiplier issues in effect here can be resolved with better enforcement of standards and governance. You need to be able to control the ability to update a large set of metadata values with ease, and not just for existing values. What if the team who owns the faceted search wanted to implement another filter criteria, and that field requires data values across hundreds or thousands of records? Being able to bulk edit here is essential. The next one I want to talk about is your internal DAM and CMS search utilities. By implementing standards and workflows around metadata creation, your whole organization can save time searching and save even more time avoiding repeat work. While it can be difficult to create a standard naming convention and apply consistent metadata, when this is applied, it does help lay the foundation for discovery and using assets. Take a PDF as an example, and there might be certain times these assets should be used in the sales cycle. With the application of more thorough metadata, this type of information becomes more easily discoverable and then foundational for getting the right piece of content for the right situation. The third opportunity is your user-facing web and app presentation layer. A lot of metadata is used at the presentation layer on product listings, articles, events, recipes, etc. Every attribute attached to a piece of content or product can, in theory, be used in the presentation layer of your site and mobile app. Think about the Netflix recommendation engine, but they likely have standards when applying all the content tags. What they're doing is applying all kinds of metadata tagging to the content so they can create large buckets of what they call taste communities. They roll it up into often rather descriptive genre combinations. The same is true for recipe sites and all the metadata that is displayed to the user so they can understand how hard making an easy mini quiche actually is. And then the same is true for product catalogs, digital libraries. They all store metadata related to individual pieces of content, then display that content in easy to read and unique ways to improve the user's experience. Next is data layer optimization. As sites become more interactive, we're going to require more event-based tracking, customer journey analytics, which requires the respective data to really capture details of the user engagement. A lot of these details and variables that get stored actually come from metadata related to the content, products, digital item that the user engaged with. In the screenshot, we're using e-commerce as an example, and you can see the technical configuration that there are these product attributes or metadata for ID, category, description. But the same could be true for non-e-commerce. Change that order complete value to video watched, and then it's a digital asset you're responsible for. And then think of all the metadata values your analytics team might want to store about that particular video. All of those metadata values are now being passed into customer journey analytics. Next in line is SEO, and there's an object called article noted by schema.org standards. And this object has a variety of properties. It's a standard for structuring data on the web used by Google and others. And so these properties attached to this article object require values to be used, and they are marked up on your site in specific ways to identify the property value combination. And by marking up your articles in this way, you're actually providing these third-party sites like Google very specific and structured data about your content that can then be utilized in search results. And this isn't just applicable to articles, but videos, images, and many others. This structured data is what helps you get those rich snippets that allows you to stand out on the search engine result pages. Again,